Today is Anti-Ransomware Day, and it's a timely reminder for organizations to upgrade necessary security protections.
The recent attack on the city of Oakland's network leaked sensitive files that impacted thousands of people. And I-Team reporter Stephanie Sierra is here with a look at the hacks and what happened in Oakland, what stands out. And we didn't even know there was such a thing as Anti-Ransomware Day, but it seems appropriate now.
It is. It is. Another development tonight, Larry and Karina. We're looking into several ransomware hacks in California, one in San Bernardino County and the one in the city of Oakland. Both entities have some type of network outage insurance, but cybersecurity experts say at least one of the policies may have lacked the necessary protections to minimize the damage.
Two ransomware attacks crippling two California entities, Oakland and San Bernardino County. Yet the outcome of each hack vastly different, at least for now. 4 months after the Play Ransom group hacked into the city of Oakland's network, sources say no payment was made, but more than 600 gigabytes of data was leaked on the dark web. Yet within a month, more than $1 million was paid to a reported Russian-linked hacker group that temporarily shut down the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department computers in early April. The I-Team confirmed the county footed roughly half the bill, more than $511,000, and insurance covered the rest. The FBI condemns any ransom payment or negotiations made with hackers, but is reportedly investigating both hacks. So why did one entity pay and the other didn't?
It's an opportunity to reflect as to what went wrong, what opportunities are there for improvement.
Chris Hetner is a 30-year veteran cybersecurity professional who spent years advising the SEC on cyber resiliency policies.
I would question, does the entity have insurance?
The I-Team confirmed both Oakland and San Bernardino County has some type of network outage or cyber liability coverage. We consulted Hetner about Oakland's policy that's defined as comprehensive, providing coverage for things like information security, regulatory defense, and cyber extortion.
Most of these coverage are aligned to traditional data breach oriented types of attacks, or perhaps even the ability to deface a website or compromise the information of an entity.
Hetner says what's often not considered in this type of coverage is the impact to business interruption or loss of services.
So we see many organizations that assume they have the proper cyber insurance coverage, but when they have the actual event occur, they seek to get some reconciliation from their carrier and their broker, and the policy just wasn't designed for that type of event.
It's unclear if that situation is what happened to Oakland. San Bernardino County told us they prepared for the possibility of such an incident by securing appropriate insurance coverage. The I-Team asked Oakland officials if ransomware attacks are included in their policy, but have yet to hear back.
Do you think Oakland's coverage is sufficient enough to protect against a ransomware attack?
It seems like it's mostly covering comprehensive electronic information and security liability coverage, shutting down systems, the downstream effect, not able to deliver services. This policy not necessarily designed to meet those needs.
Hetner added there are many proactive measures organizations should be factoring in versus strictly relying on insurance policies. Things like ensuring proper backups and building incident response plans.
The recent data suggests that ransomware attacks are actually down comparatively over the last 3 years. However, the residual effect is causing more damage from a cost perspective.
Ransomware attacks on U.S. government organizations from 2018 to October of 2022 cost more than $70 billion, according to security and privacy research firm Comparitech. The firm analyzed more than 2,400 ransomware attacks have targeted organizations in government, healthcare, U.S. schools, colleges, and businesses since 2018, with an average ransom of around $2.1 million.
Now, the group Play that claimed responsibility for Oakland's hack has also attacked at least 6 other entities across the country since 2018, according to that firm, including one other software company, A10 Networks in San Jose. And a lot of these hacking groups have ties to both Russia and Eastern Europe.
Yeah, and this is state-sponsored ransomware attacks, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so they've got a lot of resources.
Exactly.
And you hope that other cities or entities are paying attention and learning from others' mistakes at this point, right?
Yeah, Oakland consulted Baltimore after their hack, and so a lot of these cities we are seeing are working together.
All right. Thank you, Stephanie.
Absolutely.
All right. If you have a story for the ABC 7 News I-Team, call the number on your screen, 1-888-40-I-Team, or go to abc7news.com/I-Team.